Juno. It is Wednesday night, and you know what that means. Welcome to the 136th episode-ish of the Stardom Fan Podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Juno.
And today is how many times a year do we have to say it's our favorite time of year? But is there anything better than Cinderella season? I think not. How exciting is this?
It's pretty freaking exciting.
Someone was talking at work, and they were like, "Hey, March Madness is coming up. You want to get in the bracket?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take Kurara." And they looked at me a little funny. Apparently, we had two different things in mind.
I was talking to someone the other day, and apparently it's big news. Like, one of the biggest sports stories out there is that LeBron James just cracked 50,000 points, like scored. That's counting playoffs and regular season. And I said, "Holy shit, that's awesome! Did you know that Kurara is gonna win the Cinderella tournament and win Tam Nakano's soul back?" And they said, "What the fuck are you talking about? Do you need medication?" And I'm like, "Probably." The only sport that matters, pro wrestling.
That's for sure. This year, it seems to be it's all like I don't know. It's New Blood. It's the New Blood Cinderella tournament. And add Hanan and Lady C, maybe.
They're New Blood. Lady C can still. That's what I said about the futures bout. I'm pretty sure it used to be like 2 years of wrestling experience, or if you turned 18, like one of the two, and it's like for the young up and comer belt. And then every time Lady C challenges for it, like, all right, I guess it's if you're 35 or 7 years of wrestling experience, you could challenge for it.
Do you think they keep changing the rules based on Lady C? Is that what's happening?
Oh yeah, there's no I'm pretty sure that the last not maybe, yeah, Miu's older too. She's 20 something. Pretty sure like the last 4 champions had the belt way longer than they were supposed to.
That's good though.
I'm looking at the 2024 bracket really quick to see if you're right, because I remember last year being younger people, but okay, maybe not fully, because we did have people. All right, we had Waka. Okay, I'm gonna list some of the big names. So it's like we had Lady C, obviously, Saki Kashima, Starlight Kid, Waka Tsukiyama. So it was a mix. Hazuki, Ami, Koguma. But this year, you're right. It totally just seems like it's up and comers and Lady C.
It is funny. You see Tabata in, and she's the invite from CMLL, and then you think to yourself, well, maybe they ran out of the younger generation or the rookies to try to challenge for this. But then, you name Waka, and you're like, well, this is the exact type of tournament Waka should be in. And it's actually disappointing. I was hoping, counting on, and assuming that Ami was going to be better by now, and it seems that's not the case, huh?
Yeah, that sucks, because, man, we could have had... That was one of the best stories that they didn't really focus on, but it was one of the best stories of all last year, was Ami fucking hating... Actually, I was going to say Ami hating Hanan. A lot of people hated Hanan. Hanan was mean last year.
She could be a little prick sometimes, yeah, but their little rivalry that was forming between Hanan and Ami was definitely fun. Did she make it to the finals last year?
Ami?
Wasn't it Ami versus Hanan?
Last year, yeah, you're right. Yeah, Ami versus Hanan.
Yeah, so unfortunately with that injury, because boy, Ami was right there. I would have said that this could have been her year. Yeah, Ami's great, right? Now,
no, wait. There's the thing is, you got to look at the silver linings. So, first of all, this isn't we haven't really talked about it, but it's not. It was a weird injury where it was like a wrestler's type of injury where, yeah, I probably need this surgery, and the doctor says I don't even understand how you're still walking, let alone wrestling 6 nights a week. And she's like, I don't fucking know. Like, I'm awesome. So she finally got this surgery she needed to clear her knee up. But silver lining, she just gets to sit at home collecting paychecks, and her favorite video game, there's like a new Yakuza game she could play.
Well, and she gets to show up on all the. She's been doing the Japanese broadcast on like the big shows where they're having, like broad a
Oh,
broadcast team, right? So she's cashing in. At this point, she's like, "Yeah, my leg still sort of hurts. Can I just be on the microphone?
she's their Big E.
Who's the dummy?" Right, basically.
She's the Big E of Stardom.
Oh, big Ami.
Dude, what a great team that would be. Big Ami and Big E. Book it.
Are you is Ami supposed to go on the next pre-show for a WWE Premium Live event, or are we assuming Big E's coming here?
Well, Big E's got to come to the big leagues.
Yeah, right. It's about time he comes up to Japan and Stardom, where only the best of the best are. You want we'll roll through. Do you want to roll through who's all fighting? Do you just want to go match by match?
Well, I looked over the bracket, and I'm like, all right, let's see in the first round who can we just scratch off right away. And I was surprised, and I'm like, I don't know if there's like a single match where I can roll anybody out. It's all rookies. Well, not rookies,
Yeah,
but it's all usually they'll be like, first of all, when we do these brackets, if there's like a Mayu Iwatani or a Tam Nakano or someone like that, someone big, we just assume that we know that there's going to be some trickery happens where they just get thrown over the top rope and they're eliminated. But taking that out, that's not how we do our predictions. We do this like it's official, like it's March Madness, like you said.
Well, we learned right away that like if there's like the real stars, the
they're all gone in the
the Starlight
round.
kids, yeah, they're getting double count outed and all that kind of stuff. So,
but they took that away.
Well, that's sort of why I like having the kids here, because you're going to assume there's no shenanigans, right? Any one of these people are all about, it's the stepping stone, right? Isn't that what when Cinderella first came out in 2015, it was basically a chance to challenge for the red belt. I think technically you can choose. Is that still right? But now it seems more like the first step. It's like
it's not the
Cinderella sets you up for the white belt, and then the 5-star sets you up for the red belt. Is how I've been seeing it.
Wrong, completely wrong.
Well, I mean, I'm used to that.
5-star. The 5-star is a title shot. What you win for the Cinderella, you don't get people have just only used it for a title shot. The official, I think, wording is you get any wish granted under the owner of the company's power. It's like having the Dragon Balls.
All of them?
Yeah. So you could wish for anything that Okada can grant. That's your wish.
Oh, yeah.
So usually not usually, every time people have just challenged for a title, but, let's say, I don't even know. I don't know what you would wish for. I don't know.
Nan would probably wish for a better sister. One of them's pretty mean.
And I don't even know which one you're talking about. That's why they're both awesome.
Speaking of awesome, see, this is what's fun about this Cinderella bracket, and we will go match by match and say everyone that's in here. But as the year goes on, like I get pumped up, the wrestling, they do that thing where it's like you start liking someone and you're like, so there was a point where I was like, Hanako, and this was like last year. I'm like, oh, Hanako, Cinderella 2025. Here she goes. Cinderella Hanako's coming up. And now, we watch a few matches with Rina, Hina, they've been doing really good. And I'm like, all right, it's Rina and Hina's turn. But now just like looking at this, is there anybody hotter than Sayaka Kurara? Like, we might just be able to end the show here. I mean, we'll go through the formalities, but seriously?
I don't know. It's a lot of good matches here.
All right. You want to just go right in order?
Yeah. Sure.
Cool. Well, the Cinderella tournament is going to be held on 3 days. They're going to get through 1, 2, 3 rounds, and then the finals. Does that sound looking about right?
The first match actually happening in like 2 days.
Yeah, which is actually, this is perfect timing, because one, we get to I really, I love it too because I think the first one we ever recorded was like 2 days after the tournament was on. So we just were like, "Hey, chat, no spoilers. Don't let us know
Mhm.
if we're wrong or not." So we're finally ahead, and I think it'll be on podcast just in time, so everyone can figure out who we're rooting for going into this year's Cinderella. But yeah, so it's 3-8, 3-9, and then the semifinals and finals in one night are on March 15th. So I mean, we got a fun couple weeks here.
So the
Do you want?
first match, Sayaka Kurara versus Ruaka. Who
And that's only the first match because that's the way the bracket's set up. This is probably actually the main event, right?
Oh man, I don't know. Hanan's got to be the main event. She's the reigning, defending, undisputed Cinderella champion. But yeah, I don't even Raka. Do we even talk about this one? The only time I really notice Raka is when she's throwing her box in someone's face.
Oh, all right. But so Kurawa.
Kuwawa. Kurara's gonna win.
All right, Kurawa over Ruaka. Not even you don't even think there's a possibility?
No, not a
Next up,
chance.
no. What if the box gets involved?
If the
Do you think
box gets involved, then Kurara is still gonna win because she's a superhero.
Kurawa can beat Ruaka's box?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What do you say, buddy? We're on to still in round one. The second match in round one, going left to right as we look at our bracket, is Rana Yagami and Akira.
Are they like? I don't know. These two are like twins to me. If you told me which one's Rana, which one's Akira, I'd be like, I don't
If they switched outfits,
know. Yeah. Oh, that would confuse me.
I think Rana Yagami's got to win this one, right?
I maybe. I don't know.
I think we could also flip a coin for every match and still have just about as good a luck. I haven't honestly. I haven't with trying to catch up on a lot of stuff. I haven't watched a lot of the opening matches in the past few shows, so I don't know much Akira, but I know some Rana Yagami, and she is a little Shuri who likes to kick. So well, either way, honestly, it doesn't matter because either way they're going to go up against the brick wall that's Kurara. So I mean, whichever way you want to go with it is a okay with me.
I mean, the way you're describing it, that seems like a great matchup.
Now, the third match, I'm seeing the first squash match of the night. Hanako destroying Aya Sakura.
Mm. Are we looking at? Are we just going match by match? Or are we like looking ahead what we want to see? Because that also sometimes influences who I pick.
No, I think I've done that. Well, I mean, we could change our minds, but I just thought it'd be fun to see who we think would win. I know we've done that in the past, tried to work backwards. Like, what do we think the finals would be? What do we think the semifinals would be? That never works. It hasn't worked yet. Be like, of course, of course, it should be Rena and Hina or Hanan, but they're all on the same side, aren't they? Why would they do that? We should have Hanan versus Rena for the finals. See, none of that stuff works out the way you think it should.
Can we skip to the other side of the bracket? Because if Hina and Reno win, then they get to face each other in the second round, and
Okay,
that just seems like money.
of course it does. So you know that's not going to happen.
Well, the thing that's throwing me off is they have this CMLL girl. So it's like, do they bring her into this tournament and then she loses in the first round? I don't know about that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, she's going up against the future champion in Hina.
Do we need? Yeah, and who is? I always forget her name. Something Himi, Uria Himi.
Yeah, something like that. So Rena versus the new Himi. Rena's gonna win that.
Oh yeah,
Hina's gonna beat Tabata.
yeah.
So you can pencil that in. So those are first round matches, which is going to make Arena versus Hina second round.
Um, let's talk about okay. So you think Hanako is just gonna steamroll over Aya?
Yes.
I can't argue with that.
No way, man. Like I like Aya, but damn, I mean,
But I like Aya. Aya's a kicker too,
she is, and she's fantastic.
but she's just gonna
Hanako's
get.
better.
Moving on. What's her name? Something is it Azusa? Is it Azusa Inaba
Uh huh.
versus Rianne?
Uh huh.
Now I know, like I don't. I would love to see Hanako bulldoze Rianne in the second round. That would be
That
my
is
favorite match.
that is the only reason I want to see that. I think if that happens, Hanako makes it to the semifinals while not wrestling more than 4 minutes. I
They're also
really,
team members. That's fun.
that's true too. And you know what? Is Rianne officially an E Nexus Venus? I mean, she got kidnapped by Micah. Does that make you a member? The first one that like kidnaps you?
How many people have been kidnapped? I feel like Kurara has been groomed for sure by Tam.
She's
Um,
been licked, kissed.
Sayori has kind of been groomed. Like she didn't want to be a cosmic angel. Natsupoi kind of made her. Who's been
But
licked?
Natsupoi got choked into being a cosmic angel. Isn't that how that worked?
Well, Natsupoi got choked into being Sayori's friend.
That's how that worked.
I don't think Sayori knows how you make friends.
It would work for me. The I usually like Inaba. However, and I think 9 out of 10 times Inaba beats Rianne. However, I want to see Hanako destroy Rianne too.
I do too. I also like Rianne. Something about her, it's like she.
Well, she's got the baby face. She's good too. I mean, she's
Yeah,
quick. She seems more unsure of herself. She's still awfully green, I think, but she's entertaining to say the least.
I think someone sent a clip in our Discord of her. Like she just seems like goofy and nerdy in a good way. She's of her like in a I don't know if it was in a match or like wherever, but oh, maybe it was a press conference. Yeah, where she's like, "I'm 20 years old now, I can drink," and then she just starts like gagging on beer. Like that's funny,
That's funny.
but yeah. Next up, we have the other Inaba sister versus the other Hanan sister.
The leader of the Hanan sisters, Hanan, the reigning, defending. I don't even know
She's
why
like the
we're having
Ringo
this tournament. Yeah, the reigning
defending.
Cinderella, last year's Cinderella winner Hanan is going to go up against Tomoka Inaba, and I say she wins.
I
Hanan
say
making it anywhere less than the semifinals, fighting one of her sisters is probably not going to happen.
you don't think she's gonna make it to the semifinals?
Oh no, she will. I don't see a world where she does not make it to the semifinals, fighting one of her sisters.
So she's going to beat Azusa, you think? No, not
Mm-hmm.
Azuba. What's her name?
Tomoka.
Tomoka. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because also in that bracket, the winner of that match, which is Hanan, goes up against the finger bang Miyu Amasaki or the Human Tower Lady C.
so you're saying that the only member of God's Eye making it past the second, or making it to the second round is going to be um why am I trying to blank on her name? Like I see them side by side and I get like confused. The one that had Takuma.
Yeah.
The drum Rana
Well, no,
Yagami.
Hina's. See, you always forget about Hina. Hina's in God's Eye.
Oh yeah.
The easily forgettable Hina, the poor girl.
Now, if there's a match that's a main event, Lady C versus Miyu Amasaki. That could
Does
be a main
Lady
event.
C get her first ever Cinderella win? Does she make it past the first round for the first time ever?
Is
I mean,
that
we've
true?
picked her to win this thing before. I have no idea, but you know what we think about facts and a good story. Considering we've picked her 3 years in a row to win this thing, does she make it past the first round?
No, but I feel like I want to pick her anyway.
All right. I don't. I mean, Mew's all right. Mew 2.0. But she's no Lady C. I mean, Lady C's. I mean, she's gonna swing her. She's gonna choke slam her. When Lady C wins this match, she's gonna think she like won the championship. She's gonna be so happy until she runs into Hanan.
Yeah, she's not gonna want to finger bang after fighting Hanan. Boom. So that's our first round.
Oh, you. Oh, oh, I thought we were still gonna get Lady C.
Are we gonna? Oh, you're making a case for Miyu.
I was. No, no. Lady C's gonna spin her, choke slam her. Lady C's gotta win.
Oh, well, that makes more sense.
Yeah. Maybe Lady C's box gets involved.
Lady C has a box.
Oh well, if she had one, she could borrow Baraka's box. Help with the win.
Lady C's
Maybe
been getting
Lady
some
C should be in
wins.
hate.
She's been getting some wins. Oh, now that would be what was Ami? Remember Tag Leagues? Lady C and Ami had a tag team name. It's called like Sky, like something tree, or human skyscraper, or something. I don't know, something funny like that.
Yeah, they're great.
Saya and Lady C. That would be a really big tag team.
They'd probably win it all, which is why it's not fair. I mean, there's no way they could do that. The super producer says Reiwa Tokyo Towers. Reiwa?
Tokyo Towers. Yeah, I said skyscrapers. Close enough.
Hey, close enough, right?
The best is when she tag teamed with Mayu and Chiba, like Lady C's hometown, and Lady C's all happy and excited, and she's got the little city mascot, and she's like stuttering over her words because she's probably like the biggest wrestling fan ever, and she's getting to wrestle and tag team with Mayu Utani, and then Mayu just looks at her and is like, "You're weird." When Mayu says you're weird,
You know you're awesome.
that's awesome.
You know that's when you're awesome. That's great, dude. Let's move on to the second round. On March 9th, we're going to say round one. The first match is going to be Kurara. Sayaka Kurara versus Rana Yagami. Is there any question in your mind about Kurara heading to the semifinals?
Well, yeah, there's a couple questions.
All right.
Like, does she win by pinfall, submission, count out, DQ?
How does Kurara win? She usually just gets like a freak roll up or something, right? Has she ever won a singles match?
She hits a big ass spear followed by sliced bread, and then
Yeah,
when
but it never pins, does it?
when that doesn't work, she has her own version of the what does Saya Kamatani call her move?
The
Not the Phoenix Sky Crush,
the
Stars
Star
Crusher.
Crusher.
Yeah, she's got her own version. It's like a mix between a Star Crusher and a Tam Nakano driver.
Yeah, it looks just like Tam Nakano's, except I think Tam's puts you square on your head.
Well, the difference is you got to wear black lipstick.
Yeah. When Kurara's a bad guy, it's going to be awesome.
Should never be a bad guy. Too cute. Kurara. And you could take that
He's
to the
so
bank.
cute.
Is so cute. Winning in the second round. That's a lock. You can just bet all your money on that. Oh yeah, and then of course like this match is easy too. We don't need to talk about Hanako absolutely demolishing Rianne.
Not at all. Hanako beats Brienne. Hanako makes it to the semifinals.
You know what? Assuming that she makes it to that round, like Kurara beats Raka and then she beats Rana Yagami, I would like to see
I,
her. I don't think there's a bad match. Like I'd love to see her versus Hanako because then it's like the ultimate babyface Kurara versus monster like Kaiju in Hanako. Seeing her face her tag team partner Aya would be fucking sick. Like they'd probably have a great match. Something about like Rianne, it's like now that's just like what do you? It's like two cuteness powers combined. It's like what's better than one cheeseburger, a double cheeseburger? Like you're just combine. It's just gonna be great. And then Azusa, it's like that. She's just gonna be like a if she makes it to the is that the semifinals? Like
Mhm.
she's gonna be a total. You know, all of hate is gonna be on her side, and Carrara's gonna have to defeat all of hate at once.
Which you could do. The only question mark I really have about Kurara, well, I mean Kurara and Hanako, I don't. I mean that's going to be
Well,
her real tough one. But even getting there, I think Raka gets wins. I mean, I agree with you when it's all said and done. I
but am
mean,
I
we did
wrong? Am
pick
I right?
Kurara to go, but
Is there a bad match for her if she makes it that far?
well, there's not a bad match on here. But I'm with you. A Kurara in a singles match for literally anybody is going to be fantastic.
I have to do some research really quick for not on Cage Match to see if Aropoulos was right.
Well, Rapolos is always right. The super producer is coming in with instant corrections. Kurara is undefeated in 2025 with a singles record of 1-0.
Oh, I just wrote that as she's undefeated in singles matches. You said she's 1-0. I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if the one match that did she? No, that was a tag team match, right? Where she what match? No, no, she lost that match. In my head, I just like to change history to the wrestlers I like to win. Like in my head, she totally beat Saya in that singles match they had on that one pay per view, but she didn't. So Hanako versus Sayaka Kurara. I like it.
Yeah, that's going to be a good semifinals. Um, Lady C versus Hanan. I believe in the second round there, Hanan will go to the semifinals.
Over Lady C?
Easily. And even if for some reason Miyu Amasaki makes it past Lady C in a big upset, Hanan is still making it to the semifinals.
I mean, you're right. But it hurts to do this. It almost makes I do you think like all right, taking our biases out of it, if we would swap Lady C for Miyu, is that like legit what you think it could be? Because there's no way we could have Lady C going like one and done in the first round.
No, I think Hanan's in the semifinals no matter who she's facing.
I'm talking about if I feel like so far, like because right now we have Lady C beating Miyu.
I think if Lady C was in the second bracket, Lady C would make it to the semifinals. I think Lady C is just has a tough matchup.
Okay,
If
fair.
it's Lady C going against Rian and then Hanako, I think Lady C wins those matchups. However, I think Hanan's just close to unbeatable in Cinderella competition.
That is true. Every time you see a tag match when it's God's Eye, wait, yeah, versus for some reason I just feel like in my brain Hanako belongs in God's Eye. Confuses me that she's in the freaking. I don't even know what Nexus V is. It used to be like a Vegas call girl or showgirl. Call girl was something very different. Showgirl group, and like with Mina, and then Micah is like just a drinker now, and
The
Hanako.
group has gotten better. Less Mina, more Micah has made for a better group, that's for sure.
It's like what's that? The was it WCW or old WWF had like the what was it called like the oddities
Anyone who doesn't belong just goes to E next is Venus. That's how it was working out for a little while there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just a ragtag group. But do you think that Hina is gonna beat Rena?
No,
I do.
I don't think Arena's just a step above right now. This is the case I'm pleading. I mean, and it's just sort of if you're just sort of judging by the steps they've taken. Rena's already had the futures title and is the greatest futures champion of all time. Now Hina has it. Rena's already stepping up to bigger and better things. She's almost beating Starlight Kid for the white belt, and she's probably going to end up winning it by the end of the year. I almost see no way Hina beats Rena.
I was just thinking that since Carrara's gonna make it to the finals, like guaranteed, I'm just like debating. Well, okay, not guaranteed. She's got to make her way through Hanako. But either way would be interesting. Like if Carrara versus the reigning defending champion in Hanan, or facing off against Rena, who's like, well, technically Azusa's in there, but Rena's kind of like the hate pick, and it's kind of been Cosmic Angels versus Hate all year long.
Yeah.
In fact, I think that's my pick. I think Rena gets the upset. Well, some would argue it's an upset. I don't. I think that the better sister of the three crushes Hanan, and then we get Kurara with the upset over Hanako, and we get Hate versus Cosmic Angels in the finals. What do you think?
Yeah, I can see Rena beating Hanan, and Rena has been Hanan a bunch.
Yeah, she
So
has.
it's not even surprising at this point, unfortunately. Like like Rena is this close to surpassing her, and that really hurts because I am Hanan Superfan 1. If you go to StardomFan.com, one of the links just might take you to the Hanan fan club, which I'm the president of. All right, some of that's not true, but StardomFan.com is pretty cool. Um, the like yeah, I don't know what to say. If the recency bias of like Rena has just had way better matches, and I'm still like I go to bed dreaming of that white belt match. So I'm really high on Rena right now. So I can see Rena beating Hanan, and either way, it's going to be awesome. Like whenever, like if there's like weeks where there's like three shows in a row and there's a couple skips trying to only watch like the main events or the best matches. If there's like a multi tag with the sisters against each other, I'm watching it because they love kicking the shit out of each other, don't they?
I
Rena
loved.
versus Hanan will be better than WrestleMania Usos. That's for sure.
I didn't watch that match. Everyone says it's like one of the worst matches they've ever seen.
It is. Well, it's basically because it was hyped up. Like I would have thought it would have been amazing, and the fact it wasn't makes it disappointing. But Rena versus Hanan is going to be probably steal the entire tournament. Whoever wins Rena versus Hanan wins the whole thing. I got to have my spicy take in there, at least my sound clip, like I had last year when I said I had one sentence that Hanan won, so I had to was going to win, so I had to clip it. So I have to keep saying the person I think is going to win, so I can clip it out and say, "Hey, I was right."
Okay, you're pulling a Jerry the King Lawler.
Reno, every time there's a new Royal Rumble, that's my new pick.
And
No,
coming in number 6 is like Mr. Perfect. That's my pick. Mr. Perfect has been eliminated. That's just kidding. He was my backup pick.
Rena versus Hanan. Okay, if maybe I think whoever comes out of that bracket, I think the semifinals will be Rena versus Hanan, and I think whoever wins that match wins the whole thing, and or at least is the favorite to win it. Because the other side, Hanako and Kurara, tons of upside, tons of potential, and they're still rocketing to the top. I just don't know that they're as good as the right side of the bracket. What do you say?
I think that they designed a whole tournament just for Kurara to win.
they made this tournament 10 years ago, knowing that someday they're going to have a literal Cinderella to put the dress on. A
Well, it's just
literal Disney princess.
yeah.
Let's
Okay,
get to this.
if you had to list the people you'd want, I mean, Carrara's might be at the top of the list of who you want to see in a Cinderella dress. Hanukkah would be pretty funny. Lady C, I would love to see Lady C give a Cinderella speech. She would just cry the whole time,
Oh, it would be so amazing, wouldn't it?
like happy tears.
Rena would too, man. Like Rena for a bad guy and a little brat. Boy, she was getting emotional during that match, and I think she had a little emotions when she won the futures title for the first time too.
Oh yeah. But I
It's a
think,
big deal, especially for everyone in this. I mean, that's what's fun about this. I mean, this is really elevates one of these girls to the next step.
but I think what happens is Kurara somehow, because she's just the ultimate underdog, makes her way and wins this whole tournament because she's basically Cinderella.
Who
And
do you think
then,
she goes against from the other side? Are you putting Reno over Hanan?
yes,
For sure. Yeah. I could see Rena versus Kurara. Boy, I think yeah, I think Kurara might be an underdog versus Ruraka. I think maybe it's a tie between her second round, Rana or Akira. I think there would probably be considered 50-50. I think Kurara's an underdog again if she's in the semis versus Hanako.
I don't know.
Uh,
Oh, Hanako is New Blood Tag Team Champion.
yeah, like Hanako's just real with Waka, dude. I mean, Hanako's basically the double champion.
Dude,
Like
it's
she's Braun
basically
Strowman.
yeah. I was about to say it's like when Braun Strowman won the tag team titles with an 8-year-old.
Yeah, Braun Strowman couldn't even win it with Waka, and he won it with an 8-year-old.
But let's see. Well, Braun Strowman never had to try to win the tag team titles with Waka Tsukiyama.
Which makes Hanako better.
Yeah.
He didn't even try.
My
I think
prediction.
Kurara was a big underdog versus Rena, if that's what the finals end up being.
My prediction is that Kurara wins, and then the week after, maybe it's a little over a week after when they do that big pay-per-view, and we have career versus career, Saya Kamatani versus Tam Nakano. Tam Nakano's gonna get fucked over by hate again, and she's gonna be sad, and she's gonna be hurt and broken, and she's gonna have, not only is she have to leave Stardom, she's gonna have to leave Cosmic Angels and retire from wrestling altogether. And then you're gonna see that bunny pop up on the Titantron, and Carrara's gonna run out, and she says, "I'm not gonna let you give up, you." Well, she's not gonna swear, but she's gonna be like, "No, I want you in one more match. Like, I'm gonna show you that you still have shit to fight for, and if I win, you can keep wrestling, but under me, because Carrara then would be the new leader of Cosmic Angels." That's my
That's a
prediction.
prediction.
Yeah, I don't know. I just pictured Tam like losing to Saya because they cheat, and then Tam being all sad and depressed, and then Carrara being like, "No, I'm not gonna let you give up." Like, that's not the Tam Nakano I know. That's not the Cosmic Angels way.
Are you surprised that the last match, or was it had didn't have Kurara make a choice again, or is that just like too
She already made her choice.
Yeah, she did. I guess is it growing up with WWE that we were always waiting for one more screw job? Like there's always like one more backstab. Is that just because how we were raised? I mean, we know time and time again that's not usually the Japanese style, but we're just always waiting for it. We're like just waiting for it, one more backstab, right?
I don't know.
If you had a second pick, are you 100% on Kurara? Do you have a second pick? Let's do like a top three. Who you think would be the top three to win this thing? In a world
Kurara?
where Raka gets screwed somewhere.
Kurara. Lady C.
I just got to get your sound bites too to see if you picked it right.
You know, let's get crazy with it. Rianne, she's gonna go on a huge monster run. That's my top 3.
Really? Kurara, Rianne, and C Moon. I like Kurara. I think I would have before the Rena run and before Kurara just being the next best thing. Hanako would have been in my top 3. And there's a possibility she might still be looking at this because I agree with you. I like Kurara. I did like Hanan, but like repeats are rare, are they not? Like it doesn't happen too often. And Mirai doing that was probably once in a forever. Like I can't see that happening again. So
Not
I
at,
like Kurara,
well, not after you win.
Rena.
There's always the Super Bowl hangover. Once you make it to the mountaintop, you're not as hungry anymore. Or you get
You're right.
you get cocky, think, "Oh, this is easy. I can just do this every year."
Yeah. I like you. You are right, maybe, but I think I like Kurara. I actually sort of like Rena, and then I think my second pick might be Kurara. My third pick, which I don't think is going to happen, I'm even going to go a fourth because I still want to think Hanako, and I do. There is a world where Lady C goes through all the Henan sisters and wins this thing, while pinning Hanako, while the finals being Hanako and Lady C on March 15th. Now that's a main event that will not sell out Cork at all.
Hanako versus
but I'll
Lady
watch it twice.
Hanako versus Lady C would be a huge match. Every
Oh, it'd
time
be
they
amazing.
do a
They'd have to
tag.
reinforce the ring.
Well, that's what I was gonna say earlier about I got side railed and saying like that. Enex's V is like the oddities of whoever doesn't fit into a group. But every time it's Enex's V versus God's Eye, you know Lady C is gonna go right at Hanako, and they start doing the big wrestler thing where they just start running into each other, throwing chops and throwing kicks. It's awesome.
Oh, it's gonna be great.
And it's great.
Uh,
It took Hanako to be like, "Hey, you know, like you're a big girl too," and Lady C's like, "Huh? I didn't know that." She's like, "Yeah,
is it,
you could do like choke slams and big boots." She's like, "Oh, you're right."
Lady C, I think's been getting stronger too. Her strike. I mean, she's been a long time coming, but her strikes are looking good. She's got that big boot now. Like she's doesn't have any trouble lifting people. I mean, she's really good. Um, Rapalos likes Rena Hanan Kurara. I think that's the top 3 favorites. I agree with that. In the Japanese language, I hit Google Translate for Nekotaro, and we've seen you before. Welcome back to the stream, buddy. And they say Rena versus Kurara in the finals, and he picks Rena to win.
Oh,
All right. Well, good. I love it. I think we did a great job with the Cinderella. And then we'll see what happens after this weekend. I'm actually out of town for work, as funny as that sounds. It's a union thing, actually, though. Sunday through Wednesday, I will be home for the first round.
nice.
I think. What's it look like? 8th and 9th. From my hotel, I might be able to watch the show on the 9th. But the 15th is the finals, and that'll be the following weekend. So we should be able to get on maybe even next Tuesday or Wednesday if you think that'll work out for you, and sort of talk about the first 2 rounds and readjust our brackets like is known to do. We've had to do that once or twice or every time we've done this. So usually the Cinderella is like the gift that keeps on giving, quite frankly. So screenshot this, our original bracket. Make sure you screenshot this. I actually hard copied one, so I always like to pen and paper it. Doesn't quite work as good on stream though, so I appreciate you setting it up the way you did. And it actually looked really good. I like your color coding and everything looked really nice. And along with thank yous, is there anything else you want to do before I segue right into the finish, right to the finish line?
I mean, there's a lot of things I want to do right now. You want to be specific?
Well, yes, but first, let me go ahead and real quick thank our patrons. Patreon.com/Stardom fan. You can support us and you get a thank you. You pick a show topic at the icon tier, and we have the Stardom fan icon chicken. Thank you. The last show that he suggested and is up and wherever you find podcasts. It's not on YouTube yet, but it's in Patreon for $1 on for the video. And wherever you find a podcast, you can find the Risa Hoshiki podcast, and that one turned out really good. Also, we need to thank the World of Stardom fan champion Jake. Thank you for all your support. Also, during the week, a coffee donation came in, and you can find all our links, the donates, but not only that, like the pictures, the articles, anything we do can be found at stardomfan.com. But Kosos, Raymond Kosos is his username, big name, no. And he sent us a very generous donation too, just because he loves us. I mean, what are you gonna do, right? I'd like to thank Ropolos for being the super producer, and a shout out to the dogs.